If you can get out of a toxic or difficult environment and flourish, there's no limit to what you can achieve. This is the success story of my guest tonight, and I'm very excited. Good evening, everyone. And if you're watching through the replay, welcome to the Dealmaker Channel, where it's always a great day to make deals in business, real estate, or the stock market. And my guest for tonight is a dear friend of mine. Her name is Mavs Angeles. Now, Mavs lived in the slums. Now, in her youthful years, in her early growing years, and she moved more than 15 times. They moved houses more than 15 times because demolition teams would wreck their shanty and their neighborhood and force them to move elsewhere. But she persevered, studied hard, got a job after graduation. But having a job is not enough for this ambitious woman. Now, she got herself involved in real estate, first by being an agent, then being an investor and becoming a real estate broker. Then she went on to building townhouses, and now she is building and operating hotels. And if she can do it, you can do it too. So I'm very excited. Let's get started. Please welcome the managing partner of Central Mavens Corporation, Mavs Angeles. Hi, Mavs. Good evening.
Good evening, Ronald. Hello, and thank you for allowing me to be here.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for spending time with us, taking time away from your busy schedule, managing your hotels and your business, to give us insight on your success. And hi, let's we have our first viewer. Hi to Paano the Tagalog How to channel. And so we have a fellow YouTuber watching us. Thank you for spending time with us. So if you have any questions, whether you're watching live or you are watching through the replay, just type it in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. If you're asking live, we'll get back to you live. But if you're watching on the replay, we'll get back to you on future episodes. And so let's go with our guest for tonight. Hi, Mavs. Mavs. Uh, could you tell us, just for the benefit of those who don't know you yet, could you tell us a little bit of your story before you got into real estate? Like I mentioned earlier, right? You came from the slums. Saang area ba to? Which area did you live in? And so I think we're hello, Maps. I think Maps connection is having some difficulty right now. So yeah, while we're waiting for Mavs to reconnect,
Ayan.
there,
Sorry
ayun,
na disconnect.
yes. So did you get my question, Mavs? So ulitin ko lang ah. So
Hindi.
I wanted to, yeah. So if you could just give a quick background to people who don't know you yet. Where did you come from? How before getting into real estate? How did you start? And maybe take us a bit through your childhood, when you were moving from one house to another.
Yes, thank you, Ronald. No, so as you mentioned, no, during my early life, we live in the slum area, and it was like I was 5, 6 years old that time, and we've been moving houses one after another. As you mentioned, one of the reasons is because we have there are mga magde-demolish ng house, or the
Yes.
lessor needs the property. Ayan. So, uh, we literally live in beside, above,
Hello, Mavs. Medyo nag-choppy.
time na oo nga. Ayan. So, the dalawa yes, we lived in the slum area, but moving forward, by the grace of God, we were able to have our own house. No, number one, I have my own house. I have my own room. Sarap pala matulog sa sarili naming bahay, sariling kwarto na walang magpapaalis. And bukas yung this
Ayan.
so yun, Donald. Yun. So yun,
Hello.
and then I started to after graduation, and I entered into a investment house. So uh, I graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Economics. So I became an investment planner uh, early on in my career. No, I watched global fundamentals. No, we give trade.
All right, so I think Mavs got cut off. She was a bit choppy earlier, but one of the, I guess, well, while waiting for Mavs to reconnect, ayan. So Mavs is coming into the room. So I think it was a bit choppy a bit earlier, but just to give you quickly, because I know a little bit of Mavs background. So she mentioned that she is she graduated BSN Economics. Ayan. Welcome back, Mavs.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, I graduated basic economics, so that's why my initial job was I was an investment planner. So I was watching
Mhm.
global fundamentals. No, we were watching the U.S. market. Yeah. So then after that, I work in an investment house. No, broker house. Sorry. So I learned there the mutual funds, insurance. We've been selling all of that, including real estate.
Ah, okay.
About how good real estate is. But that time, I was on a commission base, di ba, for insurance, mutual funds, mga commission based in real estate. So I needed to help my parents put food on the table. So I have to find a fixed salary job. So I had work during weekdays sa isang marketing company, online marketing company. It's a online flower shop. And then on
Mhm.
weekends, I work as a real estate agent. Ayan. Because
Nice.
I understand at that time na ang ganda pala sa real estate. So that
Nice.
was
So,
my uh,
yeah, so meron tayong konting delay. So,
yes.
uh, sorry about that. So you were saying that you were working in a job full time and then part time lang yung real estate. How long was that?
Yes. Matagal. Kasi I started when I was already 22 years old during the first year or almost second year of my so I did as a part-time job mga 5 years or 6 years until I became a licensed broker. So I've been wanting to become a licensed broker that time pero parang ang mahal-mahal, 3,000 pesos. Ang sweldo ko 8,000 pesos ang broker's exam, license 3,000 ko wala akong pera, hindi kasya, ganyan. So it took me that long. Yan. And then, but I work also in a real estate developer company. After 4 years doon sa isang job, online marketing job, I really wanted to work in a real estate company. That's why I joined a real estate developer company. So there I learned how to handle brokers, real estate brokers. By the time that that I became a licensed broker and somehow gumanda yung kita, sabi ko siguro naman bago pa maubos tong kita na to, nakabenta ako ng property, siguro naman bago pa maubos to, makakabenta na ako ulit, sisipagan ko lang. So then that was my mindset that time, that I have to sell again. Yeah. And then the rest is history. Di ba? So I attended your seminar, Ronald, with Sir Larry Gamboa. And I learned so many facets of real estate industry. And there's so many ways to earn in real estate pala, not just becoming an agent or broker. Diba? I can be a real estate investor pala. Diba? I
Mhm.
can do build and sell pala. And then I can partner with people. Yeah.
Nice, nice. How did you, when you were starting out, how did you like get your first few clients? How did you sustain yung first few sales mo? Kasi you mentioned
Ah,
yun
yeah.
kailangan makabenta ka eh,
Oo.
'di ba?
Ang, ang ganda kasi na nagpo-part-time ako, since part-time siya, it was not really my focus, di ba? Kasi my focus was my full-time job. And then, I was just giving, I continuously, that time, OLX pa nun, time na yun,
Mhm.
magpo-post ka online, OLX, di ba? So, I post lang, post, continuously post. And then, ang first clients ko are really my friends. Yung mga
Okay.
naging boss ko and office mates ko. Oo, sila yung mga first clients ko and I love them so much. Kasi sila talaga yung unang nagbigay ng opportunity na, ay, ang ganda pala ng kitaan sa real estate. So, yun. Sila. And then, the power of referrals and then online marketing. Time na yon, I was already in online marketing before eh. Pero ibang product yung mga yung minamarket namin. So,
Yes.
yun. That was more than 10 years, 12 years ago na. Ayan. So, yun siya. Tapos, and then, it grew na eventually. Yan. Tapos, I learned different strategies nga in doing real estate. Nagkaroon ng iba't ibang mga focus in the industry.
Okay. Okay. So
Tapos,
nung
when I get married, ayun, when I get
ayan.
married, that's the time naman I learned how to build and sell. Yan, di ba? Doon tayo medyo tumagal ng konti in the industry. I learned to build and sell because we were left with property na na we don't know what to do. And then that time I was already buying and selling of properties with Eden, with other investors. Eh, sabi ko, ay, and that also the same time naman, my mother-in-law passed away, and then we had to settle a lot of things. We received court cases, illegal settler, illegal tenants, ano ba, debts. So we were we inherited that, di ba? So but we have to face that and settle that. So sabi ko, since nasa real estate ako, I know we have to maximize the property before we sell it and then get cash out of it. Diba? So yun, that's where I learned how to build and sell townhouses. Yan, sabi ko, kahit hindi pala ako architect or hindi ako engineer, we were able to move that project. Yan. Tapos, and then it became my portfolio. So we had that project, then we had another projects, and then yun, yung guest mo kapon, Sir Randy, I build and sell townhouse. Ayan. And then there, he was the one who handpicked us to be together and formed the company Centrum Events that build and sell boutique hotels naman as a passive income to investors.
All right, all right. So
How we
medyo
were
nag-chop.
able to, I was
Yeah.
able to very
Ayan. Mabs, medyo nag-choppy lang kanina. So i-recap ko lang for those na baka hindi nakuha clearly. So Mabs started as an agent, then she became a broker and nag-build and sell siya. She started with the lot that they inherited. Pero yung lote that you inherited, di ba, like you mentioned, maraming problem, maraming utang, at saka may mga occupants na kailangan nyo pang paalisin. So hindi siya naging madali for you guys in the beginning. Ayan. Pero lang question yung ating fellow YouTuber. How much capital daw did you start with dun sa build and sell? You already had a lot, pero how much did you put in para makapag-build ng townhouses? And ilang units yun, just to give them an idea?
Good thing about what I was doing, that good thing about that time is I was already buying and selling properties, diba, with partners and investors. So I didn't put that much capital that time to build because we already have the lot. And then I got partners with me to help me build and sell the townhouses. So ayan, so I got different investors and I got consultants, ayan, to help me do that and move the project. And so hindi naman talaga kailangan ng ganun kalaking capital if you already have the lot. No, you just need to find the right partners, the right mentors, and the right consultants to be with you blow by blow. Kasi nga, I'm not an architect or an engineer. So, how can I build, di ba?
Yes.
That was so technical. But one thing for sure, I know how to sell. I know how to sell the
Mhm.
project, and I know why I was doing it, and I know the market that I am focusing for that specific project. So yun, yun naman yung naging strength ko.
Nice, nice. So
So
really
you
just
don't need that
building on your
much.
strength. Okay, okay. Pero
Yes.
what I would like to point out for Paano the Tagalog How to channel, um, what Mavs did was she started out as an agent and then she started doing her own deals. That's where she developed her selling skills. And she's also, because she's buying and selling properties, then she also knows her numbers very well. So that's why she was able to raise capital from other investors. Kasi when you make a presentation, diba, when you make a presentation to other other investors, they would be asking for numbers. And so that was, one of the, I guess, advantages of Maps. She was a fellow investor. So even though she was just starting to build and sell, she already had something to build on. Ayan. So Maps, just curious, diba, yung some of your partners, diba, are they also involved in real estate? Kasi you mentioned hindi ka naman architect, diba? You're not an architect, you're not an engineer. So where did you get that expertise, or did you hire your own architects and engineers?
So many professionals naman in the field, architects, engineers, diba? But good thing is that I work in a developer company, diba? Sabi ko, so yun, I was able to outsource and help. I got a property manager, project manager to be with me in the construction. Ayan, in the construction side. So, hindi ko na iniisip kung sturdy ba yan o hindi. Basically, the technical side, I'm much confident because I have the professionals with me, like licensed architect, licensed engineer. They are the ones checking on it. But I had to make sure that I will be able to move the property. I will be able to move the project. Ibig sabihin, mabenta siya, di ba, at a
Yes.
profit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yun.
Anyway, maganda naman yung location ng project mo kasi that's in Pateros, which is very near Taguig. So kaya mabilis mo siya na move.
And then the other projects as well, lagi ko nga sinasabi, madaling magbenta as long as you know your market and you know the price. That you know the market, you know the price, and the product is really good for that market. So parang pag nagmamatch-match lahat yan, di ba? The right product, the right market, the right price, di ba? It will be easily be sold like hotcakes, di ba? I'm sure a lot of developers know that na mabalis sa kanila magbenta ng project as long as that they have the good product or the good project. So,
Yes, yes. So
selling
meron
was not
talaga
an
mga ganyang project. So basta tama yung
issue.
project,
So
maganda
that's
yung galing-galing.
mm,
Okay, so
kaya nga 'di ba
meron,
just to add no, and that's why yun yung naging parang edge and skills that I had to move forward in the ladder of investing, that we were able to that I was able to partner with Central Mavens, no, yung company that Sir Randy formed with us, with all other partners, because we put in our different skills and talents and to the company, that we were able to move the project very well in the last uh, 3 years. Actually, we're now on our 6th year, and we're now building on our third building. So yun, it hindi siya yung dumiretso ako doon sa partnership or dumiretso ako doon sa building hotels and selling hotels. No, it took me many years to gather the skills and the knowledge that I need, that I can share to the best, to the company, to the partnership. No, hindi naman ako pumunta doon na wala talagang alam. So yun, may dala-dala tayong kumbaga skill set, knowledge, and confidence, and of course the financial the money to be in that project. And now we're so blessed that we are moving, not as fast as, not that fast, but we are moving just in time. No, so yun. We're now on our 6th year. Tama ba? 2050. We're now on our 6th year, and now we're going towards our third building already. Yeah.
nice, nice. Right, so really, it's a very impressive. Your development really is very impressive, Mavs. So not just you personally, but also your group, yung Central Mavens group. So really very well. I'm happy that I was able to provide the first lot, but from there on,
Ah,
then you
yes,
really,
oo nga, no?
diba?
Yes,
So
thankful.
if you guys,
You're an instrument for us to find that really good deal for our very first project of the company, di ba? So ikaw nga pala
yes,
yun. I remember nagsasign tayo ng deal sa seminar.
the seminar, yes.
Habang
So
nagsaseminar, nagsasign ng reservation.
yes, yes. So yung speaker nagsasalita sa harap, then us at the back we were signing agreements. Yan.
Meron na palang deal sa likod.
Yes, yes. So
Nakakatuwa na. It's a humbling experience, and I'm so blessed that yun, you were part of it pala, Ronald. Naalala ko na ngayon.
yeah, it's really kaya I'm really
Yun.
surprised. Really surprised and really happy for you guys now what you have achieved. And so meron lang tayong question ulit
Yes,
from
and I always say, yes, just dagdag ko lang, Ronald, I always say that that
okay.
property is really meant for the company, because few months after, you know that the price in that area rocketed, doubled or tripled
Yes.
in the next few
Yes.
months. Not year, but few months rocketed. So
Yep.
God is so good na para sa inyo talaga yan. Para yan sa company. Para sa group nyo yan. Yung
Yes.
property na yan. So, yun.
When actually when I was when we were talking, parang Sir Randy was still hesitant to buy the property. Parang namamahalan pa siya. He felt it was expensive. Then after a few months, grabe, that area really just exploded.
Sabi
So
niya over the
ito,
phone. I was the one dealing it with you no? Sabi niya over the phone.
yep,
Sabi, sabi niya kasi, mahal yan, Mab. Sabi ko, Ronald has a lot. Sabi niya, mahal yan, Mab. Sabi ko, hindi, matagal na yan sa market. Mga 1 year ko na tong nakita eh. Parang, baka mababa na kasi 1 year na sa market. Sabi niya, sige, tawaran mo. Pag binigay yung presyo natin, para sa atin niya. binigay. So, yun, talagang para sa amin. Di ba? So, at the right price, di ba, there will always be a buyer for a property. Yun.
Yeah, yeah. And parang yung
Naalala ko
environment
lang.
ngayon, 'di ba kasi yung environment ngayon, buyer's market, 'di ba maraming, well, hindi natin alam kung
Yeah.
ano, no, kung marami yung magbebenta, pero there is a need, 'di ba? Merong mga tao na kailangan magbenta ng properties. So, kung meron kayong good deal na gusto nyong i-share sa amin or kila ma'am sa Centro Mavens, feel free to no, stay
Yeah.
all the way to the end para makita nyo yung contact details ni Mavs para you can offer yung good deals ninyo to either to her as a personal deal or to their company sa Centro Mavens. Kasi naghahanap sila ng mga location where they can build their hotels. Ayan. So, sagutin natin tong tanong ni Estelle. So si Estelle yung ating friend rin. She runs the Paano the Tagalog How To channel. And what kind of deal would be
Paano
enticing
nga?
for
Paano?
investors? If yeah, kung may lot na raw siya, tapos what size of lot is ideal? Ayan.
Napaka-generic ng tanong. This is so uh, the lot size, diba, it really depends what product that you want from the lot. Diba? Is it a high rise condominium? Is it an apartment? Is it a townhouse? Is it a house and lot? You will be able to identify it if you've already scanned the market. What are the needs in the market? You cannot just identify it at one sitting. Yan, 300 square meter. Maganda yan sa sa townhouse. Maganda yan sa it can't be that parang there's no hard and fast rule or rule of thumb in lot relative to lot size, no. It's always relative to the market needs. Depends on your market scanning, market research, no. Very important. Your market research. No, that's why before you buy a lot or a property, you really have to not just go there once, twice, no, as much as possible, 10 times, 15 times, no, balik-balik ka, talagang gusto-gusto mo yan. Because you need to study, no, the 1 kilometer, 100 kilometer, 100 meter, 5 kilometer. You really need to study and look at the market and check out with the people there what are the needs in that area. That's the only time you'll be able to say na this is the ideal development for this. Na masasabi mo na okay, hindi mo pa tinatayo, may bibili na. Wala pang sinabi mo pa lang, okay, I'll take it. Ganon. Dapat ganun yung confidence level mo when you are doing the development. Yan siya.
All right.
Tayo
Yes,
matatapos
so
niya, kasi I can discuss that about development kahit 24 hours.
kasi marami naman, di ba? There's a lot of things no, to learn when it comes to development. Ayan. I forgot to tell you pala that sometimes we have viewers from outside the Philippines kaya I'm asking questions in English. And so I hope if you are no if you're no from outside the Philippines, you're watching us and no, we're speaking in
Translate mo na
Filipino.
lang.
Ano na? Just feel free to
Translate
ask
mo na.
because yeah, so don't worry. We'll try to figure it out. If there's something that you don't understand, just let us know in the comment section below. So yeah. So Estelle, I hope that answered your question. So like I agree with Mavs. This is a bit difficult to answer because it depends on the market. So it's very important what she said. No, you really have to do your own market research. No, you study the neighborhood because you need to build something that is appropriate dun sa neighborhood na yun. Like, Mavs has experience building townhouses and building hotels. So, even though she knows how to do both, she will not build a townhouse no, in an area where a hotel is better. Diba? We need to find the highest and best use for the lot. And so, very, very, very exciting. I hope that is actually that's one of the things that I teach in the course that I made before. It's a deal maker crash course. Although in my course it's more of buy and sell. I don't talk about buy and build pa. So, but I hope Mavs will in the future uh, move forward with her course again kasi she taught about buying and building in the past. Do you have plans ba of opening up that course again,
Yes,
Mavs?
I have plans to launch again my build and sell course in the next coming, hopefully in the next coming weeks. Now it has been there naman na. It's just that I need to relaunch it.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
It's
so
a
that's
big work
something to
now.
look forward to for especially for those na interested to get into building. But ano muna, let's take a step back because probably not everyone can do building right away, di ba? They can build properties right away. Uh, what would you suggest to someone who is starting out? Like maybe they just graduated, but they have their real estate management course and they're probably taking up the licensing exam, or they're working right now. They want to get into real estate sales as a sideline, as a side hustle. What would be your tips for them so that they can start right, but they can start their career on the right foot?
Yes, good question, Ronald. No, it's a very good opportunity right now that we already have BSREM, di ba? So may mga ganyang course that before wala naman. So they'll be able to study and learn the theories, di ba, in school and to the from the teachers. No, what my advocacy, right? It's being becoming the real estate maven of your family or becoming the real estate expert of your family. Not really the expert of the entire real estate industry, but the expert of the properties of your family. No, I'm coming from my experience. No, yun nga, when my mother-in-law died, we were left with so many challenges that we didn't know what to do that time. One of the reason we had that is because when I asked my husband and I got his approval on this to share, is that they were not able to ask their parents what was happening about their properties.
Mhm.
What are their properties? No? Sometimes they don't know what properties they have, so they were not able to ask them. So I was uh, at the time I was really shocked because how come you didn't know what properties do you have or what was happening? Sabi ko nga ako nga bawat hinga ng parents ko alam ko, just to exaggerate, no, but I know the in and outs of what they're doing during our time. Maybe because it's our need to be together and to be talking to one another, how to put food on the table.
Yeah.
But for people who have their own uh, uh, capacity to have their di ba? They don't need to talk about what to eat every day.
Yes.
So siguro. Anyway, that's my advocacy that you don't have to look far. Just look first in your family so that you'll be able to help. No, grown up children, 25, 22, 23, are already capable of investing right now. Diba? There's so many millennial investors, and before you look at all other investments, look at what your family have, especially your parents have. Maybe nahihiya sila or maybe they're shy to share it with you. But when you have the courage as an anak, as a children to ask their parents, um, I'm
Mhm.
sure they'll be happy and they'll be happy to collaborate it with you because they're your children. They don't want to
Yes. Yes.
scam them, di ba? Just go there
Yeah.
and then the parents being got scammed by other people. Ikaw anak ka, you're the children. You will not do anything that will harm your family. So why not work together as a family relative to real estate? Know what about what about of the details of your properties, di ba? And then you'll be surprised how creative your family will be to maximize the property that you already have. And share the earnings, share the learning, di ba? So it's just a matter of being generous in sharing as a family.
Yes. Mhm.
That's all. That's my um, message.
Okay. Yeah, so I really love your advocacy
Ha.
to become the real estate expert of your family. But especially for those that did not take the course, but they don't have knowledge in real estate, then how can they become the expert? And can you give us some tips on how they can do that?
You can become the expert of your family just by knowing what properties you have. What are the details of the property? The real estate taxes, are they paid na ba yan? Diba? What the tax declaration, the documents, the IDs of the property, the titles, where are those? Or where are the properties? What are the challenges? What are the opportunities in that property? Na meron ka na. I'm sure your parents know the purpose of that property when they bought that. Or they have something in mind about that property. Ah, we have a condo here. This is for your school. But we were not able to use it. Let's have it rented na lang. Or we have a
Mhm.
lot in the province. I inherited it from my parents, di ba? Um, can we sell it na lang, or do you want to subdivide it, or can we can you ask someone to help us how to maximize it? So basically, that's being an expert, knowing what you have, di ba? Knowing what your family have. You're a family, so it's all yours as a family. So becoming an expert, becoming the real estate maven, is being in charge of knowing the properties that you have and knowing the purposes of each property, the purpose of each property, and be able to maximize it together, di ba? Then share it with the family. Then you become the real estate member of your family by being in charge, by knowing what are the properties that you have and the details of it. Diba? Huwag ka nang
Yeah.
lumayo sa iba pa. Paano mag-aral ng what are the real estate finance 101, diba? Real estate management, managing properties, managing rental apartments. Just look at the properties that you have and then you'll be able to learn so much, diba? And then mas mabuti, it's better that you are studying about real estate kasi you be able to go back to whatever you have and then apply or ask questions and learn as much as you can,
Mm.
diba? The
Yes.
main purpose is for you to be able as a family, the main purpose is that the family will be able to maximize the property that they have, especially the elders. They'll be able to experience the fruits of their hard-earned uh, properties, di ba? Sana
Mhm.
ma-experience nila, hindi yung at their senior times, they feel they're poor because uh, wala na silang income, pero they have so much properties, di ba? And why don't we let them experience it? Huwag natin ipagdamot sa kanila yung pinaghirapan na yun. Parang yun lang siguro sa akin, coming from someone na wala naman before, wala kaming property before, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So kaya I really don't have that attachment to properties. You use it, maximize it. After all, we are just all stewards of whatever we have, stewards of the properties that we have, 'di ba? So we just maximize it. Ayan, masyado ko nang kinain yung time. Masyado na ako nadadala ng emosyon.
Talagang you're really passionate na with that. And I can
Yes,
understand
because I'm
kasi
really
there are
sad.
ano eh, yeah, I can understand because there are families that are no, they have properties but their children don't know about it. And sometimes what happens is the children fight if the parents pass away, no, they pass on the properties to the children. Sometimes fighting that happens. So instead of making the family united and wealthy together, they become divided. So I really love
Correct.
what you mentioned earlier. Now, just because we're talking about people that have properties, what about you? What if they don't have properties yet? But they're starting out. Unfortunately, their parents don't have anything saved up aside siguro from their house, or maybe they've been renting. The family has been renting for a long time already. How can they become a real estate expert, naman?
if um, anyone who is living in a house, or you look at whatever you are living, di ba? Saan ka nakatira ngayon, di ba? Ronald, I remember sharing how that I started, I literally had a bed space, no? Uh, the bed beside me, no? I was in a queen size bed, no? I literally shared the bed beside me and have it rented with my
Wow.
to my college best friend. Yeah, she was. We were studying in college that time, and she's living outside of the city. Then I asked her to rent the bed beside me. So literally bed space, di ba? So you just really have to be creative and how you'll be able to start. But okay, so you can't do that or you don't want to do that. No, you have a lot of friends. How about your friends, your relatives who are in need of something? Some maybe they wanted to dispose their properties and they don't know the person they can trust to, di ba? How to sell it, di ba? You just look around, di ba? Your relatives, you ask your relatives, do you need help about real estate, di ba? I'm not an expert, but I know one that we can help you together, di ba? So
Yes,
just
yes.
look around to the people that are near to you. Just for me, that's the best way to start. You help the people that are near to you, your friends, your family, your relatives who are in need about anything about real estate. They need someone to transfer the title under their name, diba? To transfer that um you assist them. You facilitate you assist in the transferring. Diba? You ask someone. Of course, you need an expert. You have someone to be with you, a mentor or a licensed broker or someone to assist you if you are not one, diba? But what I'm trying to say is that you can be of assistance to your family and relatives that you can earn, of course, no? Hindi naman yan libre,
Yes.
diba?
Yep. All right. That's I
That's
love that advice of being like the problem solver, right? For your family, for your friends. That's how you become. That's how you journey to become an expert. If no,
it.
one of the things that I love about Mavs, she mentioned earlier that she attended the Think Rich Pinoy seminar of Dr. Larry, and that and at that time she was actually volunteering, to help in running the seminar. So that's how hungry Mavs was. That's how she developed relationship. She's a person that's really generous with her time, and that's how she got into the Think Rich Pinoy group, if I may say so. So you can do the
Yeah,
same,
I just
diba?
want to add, Ronald. Sorry.
Okay.
Nagsalita mo kasi. I just want to add, Ronald, especially now that we're in pandemic. No, one of the that I am advocating naman, since we are in pandemic, to the people who have extra cash who wanted to invest in real estate. Let's say as you mentioned, you have viewers from abroad, foreigners. They look at the properties who are nearing foreclosures. Diba? Let's help these people that um, uh, are facing foreclosure na at at the very least they can get something out of their property, because if it's for ready foreclosed, they can they will get zero, diba? So
Yes.
they will
Yes.
accept at the very least any amount or at least substantial amount before foreclosure if they really can uh, get it back, diba? So
Yeah.
there's so many statistics that saying that foreclosures in the next this 2021 will be really uh, skyrocket uh, in the next coming months towards the end of the year, because the grace period are already finished, something like that. So to look at
Yes.
these
Yes.
people, so how to help them, no? Ayan. So bless us, Lord, so that we can buy more properties.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, this actually, this is probably, this already happened before. Diba? There was a time na there was a lot of foreclosures after the financial crisis in 1997. And then it happened again 2008, although not as much. Mas maraming foreclosure noong 1997. But now I think we're going to enter that period again. And it's going to be an opportunity for those that know what to do. And yun nga, na-mention ni Mavs kanina, she mentioned that you be the problem solver in your family. And if there are things that you cannot answer, no, there's YouTube. There's my Dealmaker channel. So I hope that if you're watching and you're not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the Dealmaker channel. And also you can subscribe, diba? Subscribe to Mav's channel later. We will share the link later. Make sure that you smash the like button and for the YouTube algorithm. Like yung na-mention ni Mavs kanina, yung pag-transfer ng title. No, I have a video about that and how to transfer a title. So you can actually study. And if you have any questions, but you join the live stream, you ask the question, and if we don't answer it live, no, I'll make sure to answer it, no, in a separate video. Like ngayon, merong question from another YouTube channel. I love travel, food, and cooking channel. Grabe. So, hi Ronald Mabs. How about pasalo? Ito, interesting. Marami yata nakikitang pasalo. No? If you're going to pasalo your property, what's the min max you can sell it? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you own the property and you want to sell it via pasalo. Tama ba? Kung ganun yung situation, how would you advise them, Mabs?
As I understand it, no, let's say fine pasalo. Kasi pwedeng pasabay, pasalo. Pasalo is, di ba, it's mortgage. Tama ba? Yun yung ibig sabihin ng
Kasi
pasalo. It's mortgage and then
dalawa
you want someone to
Pwede,
salo the mortgage.
yeah, pwedeng mortgage or pwedeng seller financing, 'di ba? Kung halimbawa, they're still paying the developer, in-house financing. Pwede rin
From
pasalo.
developer. Yeah.
Yeah. Oo.
Mm-mm.
So, pero tama ka, dalawang situation 'yun.
Tama ka, dalawang situation. Developer and the bank, no? The first question is, if you're going to pasalo, what's the minimum, maximum that you can sell it? It's really relative to how much acceptable, how much that you can accept as a seller, diba? Pasalo. It's really relative, but definitely you cannot sell it at the price, at the market price. Kasi walang sasalo. If it's market price, then they will just buy directly from the developer, diba? Or they will just buy the brand. So definitely it should be not at the market price or the current selling price, diba? So for me, this is my personal opinion, price your property kung gusto mo talagang kuhanin niya ng mabilis ng mga investors. Of course, we only buy, as a real estate, you only buy 50, 60, 40, between 40 to 60% of the market price. No question asked yan minsan, di ba? But for end user, not really investor naman yung bibili. You just want end use ng property mo. For me, you can price it 15-20% of the market price. Ayun. Meron ng taker niyan.
Ayun.
That's my personal opinion, 15% of the market price. Or higher pa, depende. Kasi if nobody takes it in the next 2 months na nakapost yan dyan at ginawa mo ng lahat ng at walang nagtitake, so mali pa rin yung price. Ibig sabihin, marami pa rin nasa market, amo pa rin siya. If you really wanna sell it or you wanna cash in out of it. But if you can wait, this is what I sell to invest. If you can wait naman, just have it rented, just wait na lang. This is not the right time to sell if you have other means to get cash, no? If this is what ito, it's a gem, Ronald, diba? The refinancing of property. You can refinance it na lang to get cash out of it if you're already paying the property for the last 8 years, 7 years, pag matagal na, diba? It already appreciated value, then you can get refinance. You just ask your bank or the brokers, the licensed brokers, Ronald, you can ask Ronald. They know what refinancing means relative to properties. Yun, I hope
Nice,
it
nice.
helped.
Yeah, I think that was very, that was very, very good advice. Um, the thing is, you need to, but you need to know the market, what's happening in the market. Because if there are a lot of properties for sale, then you will have to compete with these other properties, and you have to lower your price if you really, really need to sell. Pero if you don't need to sell, then yung sabi ni Mavs, explore refinancing. Yung challenge lang now is I have heard that some banks are more stringent in approving bank loans right now because of the environment. Diba? The banks actually really have their non-performing loans. The percentage has gone up, so that's why they are more strict in handing out loans. So I mean, if you have a stable source of income, then definitely you can go refinancing. But if your income right now, like if your job is not so stable right now, your company is not so stable, if you try to apply, you may still go ahead and apply. But if you don't get approved, then maybe it's time to consider selling. And then depending sa need mo, if you need to sell quickly, much better to sell it to investors kasi investors will be able to pay you in cash. Diba? And yun lang, you have to discount 40 to 60% like sabi ni Mams. Kasi end buyers naman, not uh, in general, end buyers will also use bank financing. And if they don't get approved, but you will not be able to sell the property to an end buyer. So it all depends on your situation. Medyo we try to, we try to answer it in many different ways. But at the end of the day, it really depends on your situation, and it's much better if you can get, someone, a real estate expert, like a licensed broker in your area, to help you out, in your situation. Ayan. Interesting yung mga questions natin. I hope you guys are liking, the answers. Remember to smash the like button, and if you like the things that you're hearing from us right now. Medyo we are close to we're close to, ending our session now. Stay all the way to the end if you want to get the contact details of Mavs, especially the details about, her upcoming course and all that. But Mavs, I'm interested. What are some of the resources, like maybe the books that have influenced you, or maybe even the mentors that have influenced you to become, the successful real estate practitioner that you are right now? Can you share a few?
Um, um, since I attended the community, I've been very active in the Light of Jesus family with the leadership of Brother Bo Sanchez. No, he's my spiritual and life mentor. So I learned how to to grow in the different aspects of my life, and and when it comes to real estate, I of course I always go to Sir Larry Gamboa, to his seminars, and I always listen to him. No? I really admire the wisdom of Sir Larry because as he grow old, he gets to learn to read a lot of books, no. Um, and then I always listen to different motivational speakers like Brendan Bouchard, Anthony Robbins, um, real estate, Robert Kiyosakis. I subscribe to all their channels, and I buy their books, no. Minsan nagagalit yung asawa ko kasi kahit mga 2002 books pa yung basta libro siya na about real estate, I don't throw it out. I don't throw it out. So I really keep a lot of books as my reference that sometimes it reminds me of different messages and strategies. Yun, so ano pa ba? Ayan, so
Okay.
I always sila yung mga and then of course tayo, I always listen to each and every one of ikaw. I subscribe to your channel. I always listen to if you have real estate um, thing, diba? Kay Eden, and sino pa ba? Kay Jay,
Yes, yes.
in the industry, I join real estate groups. No, I'm part of Pareb because I want to learn from different people in the industry.
Mhm.
A lot
And so,
of their wisdom relative to real estate. I listen to developers, to Andrutan, to yung mga nagsasalita about real estate and uh, economies of our country, economies abroad. I listen to I forgot to mention I just finished my I'm now trying to finish my master's degree in um, business and economics. So I'm trying to finish to work on my thesis right now. So because we really need to study a lot.
mhm,
We should be perennial with learning, and we should learn a lot from different people, experiences. I always talk to older people. Kaya I love Sir Larry. I always talk to mga elders who has been in the industry. I love them. I love listening to them talaga. Madaldal ako pero pagkausap ko mga senior in the industry, I'm so a baby. I'm so a
mhm,
listener. I love talking to elders talaga. So yeah. Yeah.
grabe. Thank you, thank you. So you mentioned a couple of names, meron names on self-improvement like sila Anthony Robbins and Brendan Bouchard. Then we also have a local mentors like Sir Larry and even the Light of Jesus community. So you also mentioned yung Pareb. Unfortunately, Pareb is only for real estate brokers. And so that's an organization for real estate brokers. But I really love what you mentioned and what you're showing us that we have to really continuously study kasi nga your advocacy is to be the real estate maven of the family. So the only way to become the expert, real estate expert in your family is to continuously study. Ayan. So, uh, the, just before we wrap up, please make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the channel for our for the future live streams. Tomorrow, my guest is another top producing broker in the South area. So if you are a real estate agent and you want to learn how to make millions even during the pandemic, if you want to learn how to sell, which is one of the skills that Mavs developed earlier. The reason why she was able to get investors is she was a very good salesperson. So if you want to get sales tips tomorrow, my guest is a top producing broker even during this pandemic. And so, Mavs, if they want to get in touch with you, mukhang freeze yung screen ni Mavs. Ayan, nandiyan si Mavs. If they want to get in touch with you, like they have a deal, no, they want to present to you, or say they want to buy a property from you, be a partner, or they want to learn from you, how can they contact you?
Yes, first, of course, they can subscribe to my channel, Real Estate Maven, in YouTube. And then they can go to my website, www.myrealestatemaiven.com, and then you sign up, and you'll be able to connect with me. And myrealestatemaiven.com. You sign up, and you will get a free ebook. Ayan. And of course, I have my booklet horror. Ayan. So
Ayun.
they can book, and then they could also, I think, buy this book also.
And medyo malabo lang yung camera, Mavs. Ano yung title ulit ng book?
The Real
Ayan,
Deal in Real Estate Investing. This is booklet. So this is a summary of the real estate deals that I had and then the learnings that I have. So more stories about real estate. So, yeah. So go to my website, myrealestateMaven.com.
Ayun. Okay.
Thanks, Ronald.
All right. Thank you. And so again, remember, to get the real deal in real estate investing, sign up for, go to Mav's website, www.myrealestatemavn.com. Now subscribe to her list. Now subscribe to her website so that you can get the real deal in real estate investing. And then thank you, Mavs, for sharing your wisdom, your experience with us. I highly appreciate it, and I hope you, open your course now for those who are interested, in build and sell. And I hope that you make more deals this year and beyond.
Amen.
Okay. Okay. So, guys, I hope you learned a lot, in this particular session. Um, from dweller to property broker, builder, and beyond. And if Mavs can do it, definitely you can too. It's always a great day to make deals, and I hope that all of your deals will push through. So see you on our next live streams, your next video. Keep subscribed to the Dealmaker channel. Bye bye.